Do it. You can do anything. Grab him by the pussy. You can do anything.
I thought he was done at this point. I did. For a split second, I was so sad because I was like, why? And I remember I called my dad, who's here, and he said, you know what, Grace? He's not presidential in a lot of ways, but you know who was? Mitt Romney and John McCain, and you know what they all have in common? They lost. Because I'm sticking with them, and all I needed was to hear that, and I said, you know what, Dad, I am too.
Yeah, that was a tough weekend all around. And
our YouTube channel.
The tape comes out. The real story is this. Real story, which we talked about a little bit, but I don't think you guys know the full story, is we actually get notified at the campaign that there is a transcript of an NBC issue that Trump had this conversation. And so the campaign gets a copy of it, and we're in the team is in the middle of debate prep on the 25th floor, and someone reads it, and they read it back to then candidate Trump, and he says, that doesn't sound like me. I don't go furniture shopping, right? Because there's like this line here, I'm going to take her furniture shopping, because I wouldn't say that. And then what we thought was going to be just the clip, the transcription was actually the first time anybody saw this actual piece from the campaign. And my co-author, Dave Bossie, had his iPad up and he showed it to candidate Trump at the time. And we kind of knew it was going to be a long couple days. And that's when we made the hostage video. Everyone remember the hostage video that we made that night? It was very late and long, and Trump kind of made some remarks, and it was a tough weekend.
Well, if we do it with the next show, we'll put that in there too, so we can talk about that as well. So that was a, yeah, it was a tough time. But anyway, but think about it. Bill Clinton and Vernon Jordan, they used to be riding around on the golf cart on Martha's Vineyard, and they would be using the P word back and forth. The New York Times even reported on this. Well, and yet nobody ever cared.
So I was working for CNN at the time, and the president of CNN, Jeff Zucker, called me up and says, Corey, you've got to come on TV tonight. It's a contractual obligation. You have to respond to this immediately. I was like, oh, this can't be good, right? So I was going to do a phone because I didn't want to go on. So I'm at home, and I said, okay. So I call Jerry Falwell Jr. Anybody know Jerry Falwell Jr.? Runs Liberty University, great guy. I called Jerry and I said, hey Jerry, I'd really love some talking points if you've got any. And he said, look, my father would say about Donald Trump, we're not electing a Sunday school teacher, we're electing the next president of the United States. And I said, man, that sounds good. I'm going to use that. So I went on, and that's what I said, and I got through it, but it was a long 72 hours after that.
This next one, again, we had a choice of a million different coughing fits we could have put on. This is just a typical example. I don't know if it's the best or the worst, but it's typical. Here it is.
Represent inmates.
Why are they clapping?
Because she's not talking.
Too much to say.
Healthy as a horse, this one. Choking on the truth, I think.
That's been...
So this next one, this was Sunday morning. We all remember this one. It's September 11th, 2012, and what I always remember about this is CNN Fox says we're getting reports that she collapsed as she walked into the van, and CNN immediately begins reporting Fox News is running fake news. They're making this up. They're trying to save the dying candidacy of Donald Trump. Can you believe how disgraceful Fox News is to be running, to be saying that she collapsed? They have no proof. It never happened. You remember this?
Oh, of course. I mean, she's about to get into the Scooby-Doo van.
Yeah, you were working for CNN at the time.
I was. So this is Hillary getting into the Scooby-Doo van.
And so then, immediately CNN switches story narrative line in mid-segment. You know, a candidate's health is really not that important. Just because you fall down while leaving a campaign event on a very temperate morning in New York City in early September, that doesn't mean you're unhealthy.
And the campaign, if you remember, the Clinton campaign puts out this statement that, she's sick and this is just, common cold. And about 4 hours later, there's a picture of her in New York leaving her daughter's apartment. Remember this? And there's a little girl that runs up and she grabs him if she's sick, why is she touching anybody? This is disgusting, right? But then the narrative completely changes. Now all of a sudden she's feeling better again.
Well, first she had allergies, she had a cold, she had bronchitis, she had pneumonia.
She was powering through.
That's right.
She's a workhorse. Yeah.
That was the talking point. She was powering through. Exactly.